my name is Lisa Graves and this is Nailchemy's YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so I've already got my tip on, I've done all my cuticle work, prepped the nail, I've used my nail prep, and then I've gone in with my Ultra Bond, and then I've done my layer of base coats. So this is where we are at. Right, so for this nail, we're using the pastel blue aura gel and the pastel mint. So I've got my aura brush that way up. Right, so I'm going to be creating an ombre with these colours. So I'm coming in first of all with pastel mint. I'm going to be covering half of the nail with this, so make sure you don't get too much out. Okay, so make sure your brush is just damp. You don't want it completely soaking wet. Just needs to be damp so that your product doesn't stick to your brush. So I'm going to completely flatten that across the top of the nail like this. Really blend that in, and then keep dabbing back into your slip solution if you need to, and then just pat it dry. And I'm just going to pat and pull and press and pull and bring this product all the way down to the end. So I'm just going to double check that I'm happy with the thickness of that. Yes, I am. So when I'm happy with that, that can go into the lamp for a full cure. Okay, so the next colour we're using is the pastel blue. Make sure you are squeezing these tubes from the bottom as well, not in the middle or near the top. Make sure you're working evenly left to right. Don't just completely stretch one side and then the other. About a little bit more, make sure that I'm happy with the overall shape. The blend's looking good. Don't worry if your blend isn't looking great, because we are going to be doing some artwork on top of this. So if your blend isn't spot on, don't worry. When you're happy, that can go in for a full cure. And I'm going to be coming in with the natural clear. We do need to do a thin clear layer over the top just to protect that ombre that we've done, otherwise when we start filing it will file all the ombre off. So I'm just going to whack that on there. Don't stress too much about getting it up at the cuticle. We are just using this just to protect our design, but make sure it is nice and flush. Although it is just a thin coat, and again I can take that off and I can pop that back into the tube. So make sure you are happy. We're not too thick, we're not too thin. If you are too thin, you can add any extra strength and structure with your clear, but that's looking good, so now that can go in for a full cure. So I'm going to wipe over this nail with the nail plate cleanser, and that will just remove the sticky layer that gets left behind. So sidewalls first. I am using the Nailchemy metal file, which I absolutely adore. This is just the 180 grit strip that I've got on this, which is perfect for your aura gel because it files so nicely. So when you're happy with your sidewalls and your free edge, we can come in and do our cuticle. Nice and gently, let the file do the work for you. Make sure you're using the curved side of the file for this bit as well. Get right in there. Fabulous. So now I'm going to come up and over on this side of the nail. Full length of the nail, and you'll be able to see where you have filed and where you haven't filed, so that if you have got any like little dips in your product, it makes it easier to spot where those dips are. So slowly bring that over. Again, we're always contouring with the nail. I'm just going to start doing the same on the other side now. So bringing it up and over to the centre of the nails. Let's see, now we've got this line down the centre that we haven't touched yet. So I'm going to come in and come back and forth on the nail like this. Now be careful not to rock. Try and keep it straight so that we're going from apex to free edge. And then we can just have a look over the nail in general and make sure that we're happy with the overall shape of it. So I'm going to give the nail just a quick buff because we are going straight in with our top coat and I want that clear aura gel to be as clear as possible. So just a quick little buff, get rid of any dust, and then we can come in with our no white top coat and give this a nice good coverage. Okay, so we are at the lamp, all cured, and this is where we're going to be using some of the Artisan 4D sculpting gel. So I'm using white and light pink for this. So I'm using this brush from Nailchemy. I think it's their 3D brush. Okay, right, so first thing I'm going to do is get just a small bit of the white sculpting gel. This on my fingers. I've got the isopropyl alcohol slip solution and I'm just going to mould this into a ball and then I can pop that on and just kind of press that into place, and then using my 3D brush I can give this a good little squash. So I'm going to squash it nice and evenly. Again, contouring with the nail, but I do want this quite flat. But we want to maintain a nice round shape. This is going to be our big bunny butt. Yeah, I've got a little bit of fluff in it, but I'm not going to worry because we are going to be covering that section up, so don't panic. If you do end up getting a bit fluff in there and it doesn't get covered up, you can just go over with some white Artisan gel and just disguise it. Okay, give that a quick cure for me please, Sam. So while that is in the lamp, I'm going to get another bit out, slightly smaller than the last one, and again I'm going to give this a quick roll between my fingers just to make it a nice ball. So it's slightly smaller than the last bead, but we're not going to be flattening this bead as much. Okay, that can come out, Sam. Sure. Yep. And pop this in the middle. And squash this out a little bit, but not too much. This is going to be our little bunny rabbit's tail. I actually think that's a touch too big, so I'm just going to scrape a bit of that off. So long as you're curing between sections, it doesn't matter if you need to scrape any off. Obviously if that first bit wasn't cured and I'd gone to scrape it off, then yeah, that would just make a mess. We don't want that. I still think that's a little bit too big, you know. Do you think? Yeah. That's one big fluffy tail. So obviously we want to press it so that it's secured to the bunny butt, but we still want to keep it nice and prominent. So I'm just tucking under it, making sure it's got that 3D element. An upside down mushroom on your finger. Right, wipe that in for me. Little bit. Put that on. And
so you wiggle it just a little bit.
And one little foot.
Simple.
They're about right, aren't they? Right, so make sure these do stay separate. And we want to make some nice little oval shapes. Right, that's looking pretty good. Okay, pop that in the lamp for me, please, Sam. So that's us done with the white. Now we're going to be using the light pink. I mean, you don't have to do this next section with this. You can paint them on if you want to, because they are such small beads. In fact, I'm going to do the big blobs with this, and then I think I'll paint on his little toe beans. Because I think they are so small that I think for the amount of time you're going to spend trying to create little balls, you may as well just use your Artisan paints. Okay, pop that in for your cure for me, Sam, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to have a look at some Artisan paints. I'm going to use just a small dotting tool for this, and I'm literally just going to pop my dotting tool. And then one either side. I mean, I'm assuming bunnies have 3. Who knows? Right, pop that in the lamp for me, Sam. Okay, and just to finish this nail off, I'm just going to be using some of the tech-free white Artisan paint. And there we go, cute little bunny butt.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit like on that video, drop any comments that you've got down in the comment section below, and more importantly, make sure you hit subscribe so that you get a notification for all of our future videos. All of the products that I've used today you can find on our website, which is nailchemy.co.uk, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!